Belinda and HarperAudio Australia present this unabridged recording of Matters of the Heart, written by Jacinta Nampijinpa Price and Sue Smethurst, and read by Jacinta Nampijinpa Price. Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander readers should be aware that this book contains names of people who have died. Dedication. This book is for all the little ones who seek to find their own path, the path not hindered by cultural obligation and societal conformity, the path of freedom of choice. Forward. The Honourable John Howard, AC.
This is an engaging tale of a remarkable Australian. Jacinta Nampijinpa Price played a prominent role in the decisive outcome of the Voice referendum. To many people, her involvement converted a narrow but clear rejection of the referendum proposal into a decisive defeat of it. As an articulate Northern Territory woman of mixed Aboriginal and Celtic background, she grabbed the attention of the Australian public with her clear denunciation of the referendum proposal as likely to divide rather than unite. Her great skill was to remind Australians that the carriage of the referendum would not address the disadvantages still suffered by so many Indigenous Australians. It would not address child abuse, low aspirations, poor health outcomes, meagre employment opportunities, and all the other markers of the gap between Indigenous and other Australians. Jacinta Price did this through clear, direct language, which drew on the undoubted goodwill towards the first Australians within our community. Hers was not the language of complaint. She did not accuse her fellow Australians of inherent discrimination and bigotry towards Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. Rather, she appealed to the common aspiration of all decent-minded people to remove the barriers and dissolve the differences which unfairly impede so many of our Indigenous brothers and sisters. The story told is optimistic and positive. It is the story of a person who has been an exemplar of someone who has worked, lived and married across racial boundaries. This is, of course, the antithesis of how life in Australia is depicted by those who argue that the history of this country is steeped in racism and discrimination against minorities. We are constantly told by those who identify with the black armband view of Australia's past that our nation's history has been little more than a litany of shame. Along with millions of her fellow countrymen and women, Jacinta Price knows this mindset to be untrue. Her mother won election to the Northern Territory Parliament with the support of the different races of the territory. She herself was chosen by the Country Liberal Party of the Northern Territory as a Senate candidate. In Canberra, she sits with her fellow senators and MPs in the National Party. Jacinta Price has succeeded in life because she seeks the best in people, always appealing to values of fairness and equality. She knows that the true value of a person lies in their dignity, integrity, hard work, and respect and warmth for others. To know her in the company of her wonderful Scottish-born husband, Colin Lilly, is living proof of this. Her life has been, to use an old expression, no bed of roses. She has experienced and suffered from racism. Importantly, she has risen above it. Her life has demonstrated the fallacy of the negative view of Australian history, which underpinned much.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?